you're doing something which is forcing miners to go beyond their realm of working. For example, you see a lot of women in mining being forced to do things, youth in mining. We've seen that happen in other countries in the world. We try to avoid that happening in Kenya. Working with mercury, for example, in gold mining, in processing, that's very risky, it's damaging to the health, and we want to try and avoid these sort of things happening in Kenya.
Right, and of course, when it comes to this, ensuring that the people are protected and different demographics are usually catered to, there is the sharing out of the revenue and the resources that usually come out from it. Let's have the second clip playing where we see what exactly is happening in that front.
This process, we are looking forward as counties to be part of this process. We are happy with the transparency that is now developing within the mining sector, yes, especially in the areas of identification of would-be investors, discovery, and the fact that the national government is now willing to give county governments the necessary support in terms of resources, in terms of technology, to help us discover these minerals and to help us go further to identify investors who are willing to put in money, because it's a sector that requires a lot of resources and technology to be able to realize the full potential of it. So we are happy and looking forward to working closely with the chamber, to working closely with the national government, and to ensuring that whatever it is that we finally discover and whatever it is that we mine will be beneficial to the communities, especially using the formula of 70-20-10, where 70 of the loyalties will go to the national government, 20% will go to county governments, and 10% to the communities, the host communities where the minerals are, so that then everybody feels that they have indeed benefited from this great resource.
Right, that is Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire. Of course, she was trying to address some of the issues that they usually face, especially when it comes to counties, the sharing out of resources. And of course, you know, when something new usually comes in, there's the scramble. And order is very important when it comes to that aspect. So, of course, the government came up with the 70-20-10 rule, where every revenue that comes out, a percentage goes to the government, a percentage goes to the counties, a percentage goes to the communities. I'll start with you, Vishal. If you could just tell us, what do you think of this formula? Do you believe that it would work?
Yeah, look, you have to find a formula that is workable which covers everyone. You know, you can't have a different formula for one community, a different formula for another community. Everyone will start changing and fighting. There has to be a common formula for everyone, whether you're an investor from Kenya or whether you're an overseas investor. There has to be some clear structure and clear transparency on the sector of what you're going to do with the money you make. Now, mining can bring in a lot of money to an area. But managing it with the community, managing it with the county is very critical. Money can be misspent and misused, and this has to be controlled. And I think having a clear path on how that money is used, how it's used with the community, whether it's used for hospitals, development of schools, or whatever it could be, whatever the community needs, this needs to be managed in a proper way. And with a clear roadmap, this will work.
Right, and you know, of course, giving 10% to the community is a new insight that is being tried out. Maybe this would be beneficial to the community. Charles, let's just get your insight on this particular matter as well. When it comes to the 70-20-10 partitioning, do you believe that maybe there is a group that could be getting more? 70 for the government is, one would say, a very huge chunk. What do you believe is usually, what do you believe is the best formula to take up?
Yeah, Hibaka must say that when the Mining Act 2016 was ratified and put in place, this is when now the royalty sharing came into place. And actually, a lot of thought was put into this. The national government, it's working with 47, it's a formation of 47 counties. And they have to do the infrastructure. They have to do all this movement, the ports. So out of the 47 counties, let's say we have only 15 or even 10 counties that have this mineral wealth. So you have to move these minerals to the port. The government does the port. So in a simple way, I must say that the government has a huge role in terms of promoting this sector, creating security in some of those areas that have this wealth in terms of minerals. So 70% for me, I think it works very well. Again, the 10% to the community, if you look at, let's say, an example of a mining entity that has invested, say, almost $2 billion. When you look at 10% of $2 billion, then it will have a very big impact to the community. So